Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where last episode, yikes. So, that happened. Also, so much for our nice little nest egg, but that's okay. It's completely fine. We're going to tick forward here, we are going to hit the financial report, and that's pretty much all of our money going to be immediately gone. Fantastic. This is exactly what we are looking for. Not really. Not really. But we're going to continue ticking forward here. We really, You know what? We'll give Glaive for a week. We won't need him for a week, for sure. So that's a +2 medical point boost, which isn't the biggest of deals. That's the library finishing up, and we are going to... I want to get something cheap here. The arcade is 400k and a tech point. It's okay. The improved library is 400k and a tech point. Yeah, that's a lot. We're actually going to go for the gymnasium here. That's a cheap tech point. And that's what we could use right now, for sure. So we're going to continue ticking forward. And we are beginning, or rather completing the work on some of these mechs, and that's great. Now our financial report is coming close to due.
Hey boss,
The upgraded gymnasium is complete. We're going to tick forward 3 more days to finish the blackjack.
That work order you submitted?
Okay, we have to deploy now. Absolutely. 1,000,000% we have to deploy. So let's go through and get some upgrades here. Geezer, of course, pilots the Centurion. I'm actually going to give him a tactics role here for the sensor role. So we'll take tactician. Excellent. And, oh wait, we weren't done with that. We need to look at Glaive here. Yeah, this is all reasonably fine. We'll grab a tactics point for Ringo. And then Scrub and Wildfire are completely fine. We don't need to do anything else in the mech bay, right? Right. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do here. We're looking for some relatively quick cash. Ideally something fairly simple. This one is an interesting option. It's an escort mission with good pay and good salvage. Maybe we just run this straight down the middle. Yes, I like it. Okay, and we're not against Comstar, so that's fantastic. We need a stiletto pilot. Is that hacker? That is hacker. Fantastic. Let's go. Now, we've upgraded some of our mechs during this time. Our FCSs should be substantially better, and the Stiletto is also changed pretty dramatically, and that's completely okay. We should be in a pretty decent position with the Stiletto now. We should be able to blitz through this absolutely no problem. Like, literally, the last mission, that was the worst case scenario, with the small exception that we had the allies. If we didn't have the allies, that would have been objectively the worst case scenario. They had frontline mechs protecting the base from us, like heavy frontline mechs. They had flankers that were able to come in from the base garrison, or actually from the secondary lance. They had the thumper turret in addition to the mortar launcher. And they had the flankers that came in at the end. Like, that was a perfect storm of horribleness. So, we're just going to pretend that never happened and move on. So we need to escort the convoy to safety and escape. The position of one of our lances of fire support vehicles has become untenable due to the proximity of the local forces. We'd like you to provide security while we relocate them. Commander, the carriers they're talking about are slow and fragile. On the other hand, they could certainly provide fire support if things go south. Indeed.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, so it looks like we drop right on the capture zone. Right? Yes, but there are enemies up over this way. Okay, so I would like to drop, like, over here in this little open area. I think this is fine. We can't drop any closer to the road, which does make me sad. We could do something kind of like this, and that'll do. So where's that blocking force at?
Ready to rock, Chief.
Okay, so this is the blocking force? That's not too bad. I'm assuming that we're going to be escorting them I actually don't know where that evac point is going to be. That'll be interesting. So phase 15 and 16. We will go ahead and let them move. Is it only the 2 that we see? That doesn't seem right. There should be 2 more here. Let's see what they do. There definitely are additional units. Okay. Evasive, guarded, entrenched. Sure. And in cover. Oh, I did not see that striker right inside of our Centurion. That was exciting. Okay. Well, be pretty easy. So the striker, we're going to come over here. We're just going to melee attack his rear arc, and I think we'll fire the rotary rifle in X6 mode, but not the LRM.
I'm rolling.
Okay, we got that hit. Fantastic. We didn't break the armor there, but that's not unexpected. So at this point, the Locust will move in. The Locust is also not a big deal. It should come over here and try to backstab our Centurion, in my opinion. But we'll see what it decides to do.
They're coming around the side.
Okay, the Ghost is not the correct target here because of those evasive pips. And it misfired its LRM. It moved to about the right position. The Stiletto can come over here and attack the Jenner. We could theoretically get into rear arc of the Jenner and just blow him up. Alternatively, this would be a charge. Okay. Alternatively, we could come down here and rear arc kick the Locust and save our rocket launchers. And I think I'm going to do that, and we will... This is incendiary LMG ammo, that's right. Our hit odds on this Locust are not great, but we'll get in here. Yeah, I'm not shocked by this. We're probably going to miss everything, or close to it.
No choice.
Yeah, we did 1 damage. That's about what I expected, in all honesty.
Yes,
Our
Commander.
Blackjack is, at this point, going to position up here.
Move order received.
And I'm just checking hit odds here. The Jenner it is. Light him up.
Got it.
Okay. Good armor reduction there. We'll take it.
Orders.
At this point, the Vulcan could try to get in behind the Jenner, and in fact we can. This is, I think, the best we're going to get, unfortunately. I'd like to be slightly closer, but this is going to be okay. We're probably not going to hit too much here.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
We did get an AC5 hit in there. That's not bad.
What do you need?
Okay. This is, of course, our fire support Hunchback. We're going to move him up over here. We're going to fire on that Jenner. We're probably not going to get too much.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Damn it, I missed.
Okay,
I'm here.
next up, this Centurion is going to come in and rear arc attack this Striker. This should kill the Striker.
Affirmative.
And indeed it does. Fantastic.
One more for the rubber.
I would like to replace that heavy rifle at some point.
Frag
We should
defeat.
probably think about doing that. However, the Raven is going to sprint its way up over here, and we're going to look to narc the Jenner. We're probably not going to succeed, but we can give it a go and see what happens.
Copy that.
Yeah, we didn't quite get that narc in there. That's okay.
Yeah.
Next up, our Ghost. I would love to see the Ghost get into the rear arc of the Jenner. It's not going to happen. We could instead come down here. We would have to charge the Locust if we wanted to melee it. But we could come down over here and just fire some of this at the Locust. If we hit any of it, it will do a lot of damage.
Lock in target.
We didn't, and I'm not shocked by this. This is fine.
Well, that didn't work out.
Indeed not.
Got something.
However,
done?
we get to move again immediately. And so we shall. We are now in a good position here. That's a leg destruction. This is one very dead Jenner.
Critical hit, Commander.
Fantastic. We'll get knocked down here.
Reporting.
There we go. And now our Stiletto is going to roll on this Locust again. Now, our hit odds here are still not the best, but we'll give it a go.
Targeting for physical attack.
We actually hit the melee attack. That's huge. That poor Locust. Yeah. This Locust is donezo. Okay. So next up,
What are your orders, Skipper?
this is our ultralight rotary rifle Centurion. I'm actually going to move up over this way with it.
Got it.
And we are going to go for the left leg on the Jenner.
I got you.
As one dead Jenner,
Enemy
as
designated.
expected.
Yep.
And now our Hunchy is going to come in over here. And this should very easily kill the Locust.
Okay, I'm on it.
Unless we miss with good odds. Okay, that works.
Commander.
The Ghost is going to do the same thing.
Guess I'll give it to him then.
Fantastic. So now I don't actually know which direction we're going to have to take these guys. I'm guessing it could be either way, actually. We're kind of halfway along this road. I'm guessing it's going to be this way, though. We'll see.
I'm
For now,
leaving
we're
it.
going to move in over towards the capture zone and sink some heat.
Ready for orders.
The Blackjack is going to go ahead and take the
Aye,
capture
aye.
zone here.
Commander.
I'm guessing we're coming this way, but we're just going to head down to the road and sink heat. Yeah, we have exited combat at this point. Our Hunchback is going
I'll do
to
what I
come down
can.
towards that road. This is not in the capture zone. I would have thought it was. Okay,
Confirmed.
we're going to come down
Holding
to the
and
road.
dealing.
The Raven is going to come down over here. And the Ghost over this way.
Location
Stiletto,
confirmed.
I'm guessing it's going to be this way, but we'll find out. Okay, there's the convoy.
Mess him up. Mess him up good.
Okay, I guessed wrong. Evac point is over on the other side. That's
Standing
fine. We can definitely make this work. Now, where are these enemies at? We see an Ostrak Mark II, a Galleon. We see... What is this guy? We don't know what this blip is. We also see a Striker and a Gladiator over there. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, we're going to move our Light Mech squad down over this
I'm
way.
failing it.
The Ostrak Mark II is unlikely to be narked here, but we're going to give it a go. We actually did narc it. That's cool. I like that. Okay, next up.
Skipper.
Our Centurion here is going to move up over here to be able to engage these
got it.
forces. And realistically, we're unlikely to actually hit them. We're just going to brace. Let them close in a little bit here. The Gladiator moves up. Just positions in the
Yes,
cover.
Commander.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to sprint up with this Centurion. And we're able to fire on the Galleon. I'm not going to fire the heavy rifle here, but we'll try everything else.
Firing.
That's a lot of rockets on that Galleon, actually. That could potentially hurt quite a
Waiting
lot.
for orders.
I'm going to move the Stiletto up over here.
Moving fast.
And we're going to continue focusing on this Galleon a bit.
Targets confirmed.
Okay, we're going to miss almost everything there. Sure. When does this Galleon move? Phase 16? Ooh, that's close. Ooh, that's really, really unlucky that he hit that. Really unlucky.
Hurts.
Wow. He hit with the charge and took out the ER large laser right in that flank there, and he also knocked us down. The Stiletto's actually dead here. The Galleon will move up and kill the Stiletto.
I'm here.
2 missions in a row that the Stiletto dies through just a really unlucky melee attack.
Confirmed.
Well, that just indicates that we definitely do need to replace the Stiletto, right? Well, goodbye, Stiletto. I'm assuming you are dead right now. It had 4 evasive pips, so he could have easily missed that. It's just unfortunate. And that's what we expected. That's exactly what we expected right there. Just nothing we could have done about it. I was attempting to take out the Galleon, We didn't get the rolls that we needed. Sad.
Acknowledged.
Nothing to be done other than just keep going.
Roger that.
Ah, we missed everything there. It's not that surprising, honestly. But yeah, the moment that they hit that melee attack, the stiletto was dead. Honestly, I feel like at this point, we don't repair the stiletto. Or at least we minimally repair it. That was a pilot incapacitation. I'm not sure how much damage the stiletto actually took. So I'm going to move the ghost in over here.
Copy.
And we can go for this Ostrock. I'm not going to fire our rockets right now. That really feels bad, though, because we just dumped 800k C-bills into repairing the stiletto. But I think at this point, that's indicative that the stiletto is too weak for our current setup. So we're going to move up with our carrier here, and this has double LBX AC-10s and triple LRM-5s. Do they have slug and cluster ammunition? Yes, they do.
Got it.
Okay, little bit of damage there. That'll do. Our Hunchback is not really in a great position to fire, but we can sprint into one where we can barely get LOS.
Acknowledged.
Okay, that'll do. And I think Hacker may have died. Yeah, Hacker probably died. That's reasonably okay as well. Like I said, that just indicates that what we need right now is we definitely need to retire the stiletto. It's just too... For its role, it's too lightly armored. And it also doesn't get enough evasive pips to really be useful.
Commander?
So the stiletto definitely needs to be retired.
Right, Commander.
Couple of thunderbolts in this, huh? Do we have any other ammo types? We have high explosive ammo. And kinetic as well. Actually, we have a lot of ammo types. I think, which of these would be potentially AoE? High explosive, maybe?
All weapons are go.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Fantastic. This carrier will move up. It only has medium pulse lasers, so we'll actually just sprint it in over here.
Right, Commander.
Excellent. But yeah, it's ultimately bad luck, but it's just indicative that if they land a lucky melee attack on the stiletto, which has to get in close, then it's just too lightly armored. We're going to move into this side arc here. This galleon is no longer a threat. It used all of its rockets. So we're going to go for the Ostrock on its strong side here and re-narc it. Excellent.
Orders?
And this Centurion is going to move... Are we going to move too far forward here? I mean, it's not ideal for the LRM, but light him up. Excellent.
That one was a bad one right there. Yes,
Okay,
Commander.
the Centurion is going to absolutely close into point-blank range here. Keep hitting that Ostrock. Nice torso destruction there.
Scarred a critical hit.
Okay. And our Ghost is going to come in here, melee it from this angle. Right in that weakened side arc is what I'm looking for. I don't actually want to hit it in the rear arc, I don't think. It would be okay to hit it in the rear arc, actually. No. I actually do want to hit it in the side arc here. Light him up.
Location confirmed.
Good hit. And that's a kill. Fantastic.
Enemy down.
The Ghost kind of fills the Stiletto's role anyway, and we've known that. We're moving the Vulcan off over this way, and we are going to go for that Striker again.
Engaging target.
That is a hit with a structure exposure. It's not a kill, but if the Striker ends up moving through that fire, it may well kill it. The Galleon moves up. We don't care about this. The Galleon is now irrelevant. So that's excellent. The Gladiator moves up, and that we do care about. Okay. That Gladiator probably becomes the focus of our vehicle fire support.
Standing by.
The Hunchback, at this point, can actually get into rear arc of this galleon, and we may as well finish it off. I mean, we don't have LOS on anything else right now. Okay, that was not a good Gauss rifle shot.
Ready for orders.
The Blackjack is going to step up over here.
Move order received.
I think that the Striker dies to burn damage, so we are instead going to go for the galleon.
Firing a full salvo.
Not great for the bombast there. Striker moves, and that's definitely gonna... It didn't kill it. It also didn't manage to hit that carrier, so that's okay. Next up is this one. Okay, we can move over here and fire those medium pulse lasers on this galleon's weak arc.
Commencing alpha strike.
That's definitely a kill, right? Yes, that's definitely a kill. Fantastic.
That's a vehicle kill.
Next up
Commander?
is going to be this carrier. And I would love to move the carrier, I guess over here is where we gotta go. These are SRMs, and these hit odds are going to be awful on the Gladiator, but I'm still going to roll it.
Firing everything I've
We hit a couple of them. We'll take it.
got. Good to go.
This carrier is going to move up to this position. This is, of course, our LBX carrier. Light him up.
Got it.
Okay.
Commander?
Next up is our Thunderbolt carrier. Once again, we're going to fire high explosive. That should kill that Striker.
Firing everything I've got.
No, not quite. But the Gladiator is now unsteady, which is great for us.
Commander.
The Raven, at this point, doesn't really have anything to do over here. We're going to sprint over to here,
Let's move.
and I guess we'll try to beacon this guy from this range. Odds are pretty low, but we'll give it a go. That's a success, actually. Yeah, we'll take that.
Waiting for orders.
The Centurion is going to move up over here. This is our heavy rifle Centurion, and I think we're going to accept this overheat. I want to hit this Gladiator hard
Acknowledged.
before he gets a chance to move.
Watch my heat.
Oh yeah. Next up, the Vulcan is going to close in over here,
Copy that.
and we're going to keep pummeling this guy's front arc.
Confirmed.
That's a structure exposure on that Gladiator. Fantastic.
Confirmed.
This Centurion closes in.
Location confirmed.
X6 mode. Do it.
I'm on him.
He's going to be close to a knockdown here, right? Yeah, that's a knockdown. That's great. Okay, next up, our Blackjack doesn't have LOS since he was knocked down, but we are absolutely going to fire our missiles here. Are we going to fire Listen Kill here, Artemis? Listen Kill.
Engaging.
And that's a dead Gladiator. Fantastic.
Mech destroyed.
Okay, I don't think we need to worry about this Striker, in all honesty. Our Hunchback is going to start heading down the road this way. We're going to head to the escort zone. We may or may not have more enemies spawning at the escort zone.
Affirmative.
Okay, phase 14, the Striker. He's moving. He's actually still alive. Shockingly, he has 1 HP over there.
Waiting for orders.
The carrier is going to head over here.
Moving to position.
Oh, the carrier doesn't have a swivel turret. That's my bad.
Good to go.
I assumed that it had a swivel turret.
On my way.
Okay,
Commander?
well, this is the SRM-6 boat, and that's going to come up over
Moving
here. And finally,
Waiting for orders.
this carrier, which also doesn't have a swivel turret. We're going to
Got it.
bring it over here. And we're just going to fire another high explosive round. This should
Affirmative.
definitely kill this Striker. There we go. Excellent.
Mover down. All out
Okay,
long
we've
range
exited
missiles,
combat now, and we are just going to make our way over this way and sink heat.
Move order received.
Fantastic.
Position
Our ghost
confirmed.
can absolutely move through that fire. That's okay. And no, I don't want you to move there. I wanted to move the Vulcan up over this direction. That'll be fine. There's fire on the road right now, which is definitely a little bit concerning.
Moving
Okay.
to position.
We'll just group all of these guys on up.
Coordinates received.
Excellent.
Coordinates received.
I mean, we would have to move through the fire in order to...
Affirmative. Move order received.
Is that actually not moving through fire?
On my way.
Somehow that's not causing fire damage. I'm not going to question it. And I'm not going to look at it from another angle because that would probably give me an answer. That was fire damage. Okay.
Confirmed.
Whatever.
Location confirmed.
I don't actually care all that much. We're closing in over here. The Raven is going to come up this way. Where would these guys end up spawning is the question.
Order acknowledged. Affirmative.
So let's just move in all of these guys over here.
Coordinates received.
Wonderful. And at this point, I think we are just going to brace all of our mechs.
Affirmative.
And then we'll park them just outside over
Right,
here.
Commander. Moving to position.
Excellent.
Affirmative.
And we will brace all.
Mm-hmm.
And in we go. More contacts over here. Gotcha.
Good work, Commander. Hold this position
Commander?
until
Okay.
the package is
We will position all of these guys over here. We actually see a ghost up... Oh, no, is that ours? That's ours.
Waiting for orders.
We'll position all of these guys
Commander?
over here.
Moving to position.
And we will get into position
Position
for those
confirmed.
additional enemies.
Position
We're going to want to
confirmed.
burn through them pretty quickly over here.
Copy.
So our ghost is going to come over this
I
way.
copy.
And we'll just make our way down.
Acknowledged.
Okay. Here comes the dropship. Fantastic. And where are those additional units? So we actually see that there are 5 of them down here. A dervish, a wolfhound, a wasp, and a valkyrie. That's 4. How can I not count?
Standing.
Okay, so we're going to move over this way
Roger. Full speed.
with the raven. Excellent. We're just closing in on these guys right now.
Orders.
And the Centurion is going to sprint in over here. Now,
Affirmative.
we're not going to have the greatest hit odds, but we're going to fire this because we should have good stray shot odds.
Confirmed.
Yeah, that was a stray shot there.
Orders.
Excellent. Same thing over here. We're going to drop our chaff countermeasures for sure if we're in range, which we are not. Okay. 3 damage to the wasp. The Valkyrie moves up, fires on the Raven, doesn't do much. That's acceptable.
Minimal damage on that hit.
I'm
Okay.
here.
This Vulcan is going to move down over this direction. We'll check our hit odds on that Valkyrie. And I think we're still probably better off firing at this cluster of enemies down here.
Roger.
Yeah. That was really solid. Great stray shotting there. The Wasp moves up, fires on the Vulcan. I don't care. Okay. Next up is the Ghost, which needs to sprint down over like here,
Howlin' air.
which is not particularly useful. Wolfhound moves up. Fires on the Vulcan with a fair amount of those laser weapons.
Reporting.
Okay.
Serious armor loss.
Its heat is building up. The Dervish moves up. Also fires on the Vulcan. Also gets good hits. Which, I mean, we've got 4 evasive pips. It's a little unlucky, but it's not tremendously so. Now, we can't do anything with this carrier. It's not in LOS. This one, we absolutely could fire missiles. And we're going to fire on probably the Wolfhound here.
Got it.
Only 4 damage. That's acceptable.
Orders.
The Blackjack is going to move up.
Heading out.
We'll fire on whoever we have the best hit odds on. The answer appears to be this Wasp. Just checking to see if any of these change our hit odds. They don't appear to. We'll fire Artemis 4.
Target confirmed.
Some armor shred on that Wasp.
I'm here.
Our Hunchback is going to attempt to get into LOS. It's not going to be there just yet.
Waiting for orders.
This is our SRM-6 carrier. We don't have LOS.
Good for now. Cooling down a bit.
This is our Thunderbolt carrier, and we do have LOS here. Now, I kind of want to do Thermo. Light him up.
Weapons are go.
There we go.
Objective
That'll do.
secured.
And those guys are out of here. Fantastic. So now we need to get down there and take out those remaining mechs. We've done a good amount of damage to them already, and we are going to do even more as we close in here. We're going to move the Raven in, maybe not quite that close, maybe like over here. That is only 2 evasive pips, and I feel like we should probably Vigilance the Raven. And I think the Dervish is the obvious target to narc here. Nice. Okay, additional heat onto the Dervish. We'll see what they do next. That's the Valkyrie moving up. The Centurion can handle this. That's not a problem. Wolfhound moves up. He's going to overheat. Yeah, he is currently overheated. Good to know. He did not shut down from it. We're going to step up with our Blackjack, and in terms of hit odds here, 65... We go for the Dervish. The Dervish is the obvious choice. We did miss the Bombast laser. But that was a lot of internal damage on that Dervish. That's going to be a knockdown. He is now obviously the target.
Aye, aye.
Our Hunchback is going to move up here, where we do have some levels of LOS. We can actually fire on the Dervish, and that is the obvious target for the Hunchy. Do we just go for CT here? I don't actually care about that leg. I think we just go CT.
Roger.
We missed the Gauss. Sad. Very, very sad. Our ultralight rotary rifle Centurion is going to come in here, and we're going to continue hitting that Dervish.
Here we go.
Good damage.
My short-range missiles are out.
Well, it's your chaff countermeasures, but sure, I know what you mean. We're going to move up to here with the Vulcan.
Location confirmed.
Light him up with that Ultra AC5. An engine crit, but not a kill.
Reporting critical hit.
Okay. Phase 16, this Wasp will move. We're not shocked that he's coming up and meleeing the Vulcan. He missed the Vulcan, which is really good for us. He now no longer has an evasive check here. Yeah, this is completely fine. I don't care about this.
Yes, Commander.
Okay. Our heavy rifle Centurion is going to walk into this position.
All right.
75. I think we actually go for the Wasp here.
Copy that.
That is one heavily injured Wasp.
Critical hit, Commander.
Fantastic.
Commander.
The Ghost is going to sprint in as much as absolutely possible here. This is not a fantastic position to be, but I think we'll just fire our rockets and finish off this Dervish. Ammo explosion contained there. Okay, that's fine. That's a Dervish ejection. Fantastic.
Receiving you.
Let's finish this. We're going to move in on the Wolfhound with the Raven. Interestingly, we can't get a rear arc melee attack with the Raven, even though we can stand, like, right here. That's okay, though. I'm going to go ahead and stand here.
Confirmed.
And we're going to hit that Wolfhound rear arc, narc him up, and continue to pour some additional heat into him with those Inferno missiles. Excellent. What's he going to do about it? Come melee the Raven? Okay. He did manage to hit the Raven there, but that is not actually that dangerous. Because he's going to shut down here.
Damage minimal.
Yep, there's his shutdown override failure. Fantastic. The ultralight rotary rifle Centurion, I think, is going to chill right about here. Or perhaps here.
Affirmative.
Take him out.
Engage target.
Okay, that Wolfhound is heavily damaged now. Fantastic. Our Hunchback is going to attempt to get into LOS, and it's going to fail.
Roger.
Okay. What else?
I'm receiving you.
The Vulcan is, at this point, I think, going to come up behind the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is the only one that hasn't taken substantial rear arc damage yet, or just substantial damage in general. we could sprint in behind the Valkyrie. Now, our AC-5 is currently jammed, but that's okay.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
Give him something to think about. Excellent.
Waiting for
At this
orders.
point, our heavy rifle Centurion can move up to here.
Roger.
I think the heavy rifle Centurion keeps going for the Wasp. We could potentially stray shot the Wolfhound, and if we do, it will kill it.
Firing.
Okay, that is one very dead Wasp.
Mech
Fantastic.
destroyed. Out of AC-20 ammo.
And they currently move the Valk. An interesting choice, and not one that I would have made. That never had a chance to do anything.
Yes, Commander.
The Blackjack is going to close in over here,
On my way.
and I think we go for the Valkyrie. I want to begin armor shred on it.
Confirmed.
Or just straight up kill it.
Hostile eliminated.
That was basically a one-shot. We'll take it.
Copy.
The Ghost, at this point, is going to come in behind the Wolfhound, and
Roger.
we're going
Full
for the kill.
throttle.
It's a very dead Wolfhound. Well, other than the stiletto, that went really, really well.
Another one for the kill board.
Excellent.
Mission successful.
So, I mean, like I said, I feel like at this point the stiletto has... I feel like we've outgrown the stiletto. The enemies that we're going up against are sufficiently strong that the stiletto can't get in and do its job effectively. So I think we're not going to attempt to repair it again. And we're definitely going to go for, well, maybe not the Gladiator part. The Ostrock Mark II part? That's a heavy. Technically. The low end of heavy, to be sure, but ooh, a pair of Rocket 20s. We'll take that. Engine Core 275? That's not bad. We'll take it. And we'll see what else we get here. Engine Core 155, 2 of them. And I'm actually going to sell those. Multitrack FCS. Sure, we'll keep that. Small jump jets, no thanks. Basic sensors, no thanks. Incendiary LRM ammo, we'll keep that. And machine gun ammo, we'll keep that as well. Okay, we'll call that good for now. But yeah, I really feel like the stiletto is, at this point, too vulnerable to being immediately blown up. So I think I really regret wasting all that money on the stiletto when we have a hunchback we could have prepared instead. We're not going to, like, we're going to put a minimum amount of money into fixing the stiletto at this point, unless it's just completely destroyed and cannot be repaired, which honestly would be almost a best case scenario for us right now. If the stiletto is irreparable. I would be pretty happy about that, actually. Hacker has died. That's fine. We can repair it. Go ahead and do it, Yang. I'm going to minimally repair the stiletto, though. We're going to hop into the mech bay here. The stiletto is absolutely, at this point, going to be retired. We're going to stop work on that. That's the majority of what this was. Now, we're still going to have to do some work on it here in order to get this to be... Yeah, go ahead and confirm that. We're going to have to still repair this, right? Yeah. We can't... Can we scrap it? We could just scrap it. That would be way better than paying the money to store it, right? Let's just do that. There we go. And of course, we're going to need another mech to replace that. We know that we have a hunchback in here. I would love to put in a Marauder. Unfortunately, none of these heavies are in a position where we can really do that. We're very close on a Dervish as well. Okay. Well, we could get this variant of a hunchback, but I kind of feel like maybe we should go for the 4N instead of the 1G. Actually, we can't. We can't ready the 4N. Interesting. Well, we could go for the 1G. That would be... We could have it fill basically the same role as our existing hunchback. It's an option. I was definitely planning to go for the 4N here. And I'm surprised that it won't let me switch these parts over at a cost. Could we go for a 4H? No. No, we can't. Interesting. Well, I don't want to get anything smaller than a 50-tonner right now. So maybe we just have to go for a 4G. Or rather a 1G. I really, really hate doing that. But okay. It's a primitive refit. We're going to have to refit that pretty heavily, but I guess we can make it work. I really would have preferred to not have this variant. I really would have preferred it. That's in a primitive engine, and we're going to put in a... We need to actually have engine types here. We're going to put in a standard fusion engine for now. How much will that cost? Almost nothing. Fantastic. And then I think we'll put in like a 175 maybe. Nice and cheap. We only have the 2 ballistic hardpoints here. I'm going to max this armor. We're going to have 17 tons to work with. A Gauss Rifle Blackwell is 15 tons. So that's the vast majority of that. And then an AC-2 would be an additional 6 tons, which is really not very tonnage efficient, considering the damage that it outputs. Like, it's comparable to a medium laser, right? But we could definitely put in a Gauss Rifle Blackwell here. And then we definitely want to ditch the primitive armor, put in, like, ferrofibrous. And we could also put endosteel structure in this. It'd be a little expensive. Ditch this heatsink. It would not be necessary, unless that's a free heatsink. What do we got here? Oh, we do need 3 external heatsinks. Okay, so we'll have it be, like, here. I really wish we could put a laser weapon on this. That's a double heatsink. We'll put it here and also, say, here. Like, I'm really not super happy with this. What if instead... What if instead we did this more as a brawler, and we put in a bigger engine here, like a 275? Oh boy. We'd have 9 tons remaining to work with here. And then we could put in like an Ultra AC-10. That's 13 tons, so that's pretty heavy, right? And then we could also give this thing like a machine gun over here. And we would then need machine gun ammo. Could put that in over here. That's 5 tons overweight right now. The idea is that this guy would be about getting in close, hitting them with the Ultra AC-10 and meleeing. Do we have any melee weapons right now? We've got a wrecking ball. That would work. We'd have to figure out some way to back off the Ultra AC-10 though. That's a 13 ton. What if a regular AC-10 is a 12 ton? I mean, we could just give it machine guns. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We could give it an XL engine. I would prefer to avoid that. We do definitely need to put in some FCS in this. Energy accuracy. Evasion ignore wouldn't be bad here. And then we've got a primitive cockpit and primitive sensors. We'll put basic sensors in there. And do we have a replacement cockpit for this? I don't believe we do right now. Yeah, we don't have that right now. Okay. We could put claws in over here. That's the thing we could do. I would love to get a kind of heavier weapon in here. We could do a heavy rifle. That's an 8-tonner. We would need ammo for it, which would mean that we would have to drop a little weight somewhere. We would need heavy rifle ammo, and this is only 6 shots. How would we drop 1.6 tons? We do have Patchwork Materials T2. I mean, that's an option. That only drops 0.4 tons, though. Other options would include potentially relocating some armor or reducing some armor, dropping the machine gun. I mean, in terms of close range, our melee damage is 151, so that's really not bad. we could drop a little bit of armor over here. We could drop armor in this arm as well and just try to keep this relatively even. A ton of armor here, though, is rough. We could jump up to Heavy Ferro instead. How much would that save us? It'd be another 8%. That's actually much better. That is much, much better. So then we could drop this kind of like this. Down to like 105 in the legs. Like that. We could do this. Do it. Okay. So we'll get that underway. And next episode, we're going to have to try to get ourselves additional money. But it's going to take 17 days for that hunchback. We are absolutely going to have to deploy before then. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I'll see you all next time when we're going to make a few modifications. Well, we already have, but we'll deploy again and get some money.